wake up, but you don't want to get out of bed. Your eyelids feel heavy. Your body refuses to move. The alarm rings again, but you're not really here. It's like the day has already started without you, like life is happening somewhere else, and you're still under the blanket, waiting for something to change. But nothing does. The sunlight slips through the window, yet it doesn't warm you. It just reminds you that another day has come, and you feel nothing. No energy, no motivation, not even sadness, just stillness. Like you've paused inside yourself, detached, dissolving. You scroll past unread messages, you stare at the wall. The simplest task feels like climbing a mountain. Even breathing feels like work. And in your mind, silence. Or worse, noise without meaning. Everyone says, you're just lazy. But you know it's not that. Laziness doesn't feel like grief. It doesn't feel like 1,000 invisible weights pressing down on your chest. It doesn't feel like shame, or guilt, or fear. It doesn't feel like forgetting who you are. You remember when you used to love things. Books, music, people. Now even joy feels far away, like it belongs to someone else. Like you're watching your own life through a foggy window. Present, but absent. Here, but not really. You try to push yourself, to stand up, to do something. But your limbs say no, not today, not now, not yet. And deep down, you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do anything? Am I broken? But maybe this isn't a failure. Maybe this stillness is a message. Maybe your body and your mind are not giving up, but asking for help. Maybe this is not laziness, but a quiet kind of survival. A final attempt to protect you from everything that's been too much for too long. Maybe this is not a weakness, but a wound. And every wound needs silence before it can heal. So the question is, what happens when the soul is tired? Not just the body. And what if doing nothing is the loudest thing your inner self can say? There's something your biology has known long before your mind could explain it. When you're in danger, your body reacts before you can think. Your heart races, your breath shortens, your muscles tighten. This is the fight or flight response. It's ancient. It's built to save you. But what happens when the threat isn't a tiger, but a deadline, or the endless expectations you carry every day? What happens when you can't run away, and there's nothing to fight? Your body activates the third response. Freeze. You don't move. You don't act. You shut down. This isn't weakness. It's survival. It's your nervous system saying, this is too much. I can't keep going. And so, you stop. Not because you want to, but because your system is overloaded. You scroll past to-do lists like they're written in another language. You forget things mid-thought. You stare into space and time melts. Your body still functions, but your spirit hides. It curls inward like a frightened animal trying to protect itself. Burnout doesn't always look like fire. Sometimes it looks like nothing, like stillness, like silence. Because after too much pressure, the system crashes, not loudly, but quietly, subtly, and the world doesn't notice. They see you lying down and call it laziness. They don't see the war your body is fighting beneath the surface. They don't hear your nervous system whispering, I'm trying, but I can't. In modern life, this freeze response isn't rare. It's epidemic. Because we live in a world that never stops demanding, where slowing down feels like falling behind, where rest is confused with laziness, where your value is measured in notifications, in results, in output. We scroll through endless feeds showing everyone else doing more. And we wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I keep up? But we're comparing our exhaustion to their performance, our reality to their highlight reels. No one posts their numbness. No one films their silence. So we think we're alone in this pause. We think it's our fault. And so the pressure grows to fake it, to smile, to keep going when your body is begging you to stop. You begin to feel guilty for even needing a break. You apologize for resting, for breathing, for feeling human. But this world is not designed to nourish your spirit. It's built to use your energy until you have none left. We are constantly alert, always reachable, always demanded. Emails, deadlines, notifications, social pressure, financial strain, inner doubts that never rest. The system never gets to reset, so it collapses inward, bit by bit, until there's nothing left to give. And then one day, you stop. Not because you've given up, but because your body has done everything it can to keep going, and it's tired. You are not broken. You are burnt. You are not lazy. You are locked in a system that hasn't let you breathe in years. The shutdown isn't your fault. It's your body asking for a pause you were never allowed to take. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to listen. So what do you do when you can't do anything? You stop fighting yourself. You stop calling it laziness. You stop apologizing for being human. You let the silence speak. Because underneath the stillness, there is grief. There is fatigue. There is a heart that's been trying to stay alive in a world that keeps asking for more. Sometimes healing doesn't look like action. It looks like not answering a message. It looks like sitting in the sun without guilt. It looks like resting and not explaining why. You don't owe the world a reason for taking care of your soul. Let go of the belief that your worth is measured in output, that you are only valuable when you're producing, achieving, proving. You are not a machine. You are a nervous system, a heart, a spirit, and they need space to breathe, to come back to life. Slowly, softly. Maybe today you just take a shower. Maybe you step outside for 2 minutes. Maybe you breathe and mean it. Maybe you water a plant. Maybe you wash a single dish. Maybe you stretch your arms in the morning light and feel your own presence for the first time in days. These moments don't look like success, but they are signs of life. They are quiet revolutions against the story that says you must do everything or you are nothing. In truth, healing often starts with the tiniest gesture of care, not grand plans, but gentle consistency. And with each small step, your system remembers how to feel, how to trust, how to begin again, without rushing, without proving, just being. These are not small things. These are miracles when you've been living in shutdown. You don't need a breakthrough. You need permission to go slow, to feel nothing, to rest without shame. Recovery doesn't come with a spark. It comes with a whisper, a single step, a moment of honesty. You say to yourself, I'm tired, I'm scared, I need time. And for once, you listen. You begin again, not with a plan, but with compassion. You hold yourself the way you would hold a friend, gently, patiently, without judgment. Because at the end of it all, the goal isn't to go back to who you were before the burnout. It's to become someone who knows how to stay whole when everything breaks. Someone who knows that stillness can be sacred, and that doing nothing might just be the bravest thing you've ever done.